At 2:17 in the morning, someone tried to break into my cottage on a remote island off the coast of Maine. They tested the handle. They banged on the door. And then they said, "I know you're in there, Leo." No one on that island was supposed to know my name. Last year, I was 22 and exhausted in a way that sleep couldn't fix. Work felt meaningless. Life felt distant, like I was watching someone else live it. I didn't want a vacation. I wanted to disappear. A coworker mentioned a tiny island off the coast of Maine. He described it as aggressively boring. No nightlife. No crowds. And after the last ferry leaves at sunset, almost no one stays overnight. That sounded perfect. I found a standalone cottage right on the shoreline. It was cheap. Too cheap. Available on short notice. I booked it anyway. The ferry ride over was calm. By late afternoon, tourists were already lining up to leave. I walked the shoreline while the sun went down. One by one, the island emptied. The last ferry pulled away. And just like that, silence. No streetlights, no cars, no background noise. Just wind moving through thick brush and waves hitting rock. It didn't feel peaceful. It felt exposed. I grabbed dinner at a small pub near the dock. When I told the bartender where I was staying, she paused. Her expression changed. It was subtle, but it wasn't confusion. It was concern. On my walk back to the cottage, I noticed something else. About 100 yards away, tucked into a cave-like dock, a small blue motorboat. Every other boat I'd seen belonged to lobster fishermen. Large, industrial. This one was different. Small, quiet, fast-looking. I remember thinking, who stays overnight here? Back at the cottage, I locked the door. Deadbolt. Chain lock. Both looked recently installed. That stuck with me. Around 11 p.m., I plugged in my phone. It wouldn't charge. I tried every outlet. Nothing worked. Battery at 4%. Then 3. Then black. No signal. No way to call anyone. I told myself I didn't need it. I was only there one night. I went to sleep. I woke up suddenly. No idea what time it was. Then I heard it. Gravel crunching. Slow, heavy, right outside the cottage. Not pacing. Not passing by. Approaching. I shifted slightly in bed. The footsteps stopped instantly. The silence that followed was worse than the sound. Then crunch. Closer, right up to the door. A beam of light cut through the thin curtain. A flashlight. Moving slowly across the glass. The handle turned. Once locked. Then again. Harder than 3 violent bangs. The entire cottage shook. I slid out of bed and crouched behind the door. Heart pounding so loud I was convinced he could hear it. Everything went quiet. For a few seconds, I thought maybe he left. Then I heard him speak. Calm, controlled, right on the other side of the door. "I know you're in there, Leo." My entire body went cold. I hadn't told anyone my name. Not the bartender, not the rental owner, not a single person on that island. The footsteps moved away from the door, along the side of the cottage. Slow, like he was taking his time, like he knew I couldn't go anywhere. He circled the cottage. I could hear the gravel shift with each step, past the bathroom wall, past the window, back toward the front. Then silence, then an engine, small outboard motor, from the direction of that cave dock. I stayed frozen until the sound faded into open water. I didn't sleep. The second it was light enough to see, I ran outside. Boot prints covered the gravel. They circled the cottage multiple times, then led in a straight line toward the dock, and ended at the water. Whoever it was didn't live on the island. They came by boat, specifically for me, on that specific night, and somehow, they knew my name. I still live in the same place, still work the same job. Nothing has changed. But sometimes, when I hear gravel outside at night, I don't check anymore.